The other thing I want to mention is mainly I got a couple of emails and questions about the next full weeks online, which is 2 weeks from now, I guess, or yeah, a little over a week from now. It's Into the Collapse. You know, I was very reluctant to do this online class, Into the Collapse, because of the horrific nature of the subject. But the more I began to put it off and try to set it aside, the more insistent it became. And a lot of times, like grandfather said, the reason we want to go into the future and to get glimmers of the probable and possible futures is, number one, by knowing what path we're going to take, we can work now to change that path. But the bigger reason, and we're well beyond changing much of anything at this point, I mean, there's always hope, but it's very, very slim. By knowing what you're going to face, we're all going to face, individuals, families, and as a planet, and the way that it's going to unfold and break down, considering now we are in the collapse. I'm going to kind of spell out what grandfather and the elders, and not just from grandfather's people, but I'm going to bring in No Name from South America and a couple of others that grandfather had met that paint a very, very ugly picture. And by knowing what we have to face, in a way, it's like what the Scout is all about. Know your enemy. And by doing so, you're more likely to be able to take steps to avoid it or prevent it or outrun it in many cases. And I just, up until this time, I've only dealt with up to the beginning of the collapse and the red skies and everything. But what I want to do is talk about this acceleration that we're in now, and which is very shocking. That's why I'm saying we are in the collapse. And but I want to go beyond that. Both like what's going to happen in the weeks to come to what's going to happen when the collapse is just in full swing. And that's what that class is all about. And from it, I want to prepare you mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and of course on a temple's level on how to escape its ugliness as best as I can teach you to. So that's what that class deals with. I hope I've answered your questions.